This is the Aldora devlog. Let us begin. Okay, so when it comes towards the devlog for today, I've done actually quite a fair amount of stuff for today. Now, when it comes to all of the stuff, we'll just pop ourselves into the game first and foremost. This is because the bank vault now has its thing. So basically, if you want to go into your bank, you can interact with the bank vault, which will be in the bank building, which I do need to actually build. However, I did that, animated it, it just looks weird, it's cool, and I like it. So, that being said, that is the bank, and that will be in every major capital city. It's just one of those things where I really want it in the actual game, and then we can then do something with it. So, there we go, we have our little bank thing. Next up, when it comes towards the actual game, I did all of the remaining sprites. So, when it comes towards all the remaining sprites, we can then go into our lovely little area in our inventory. We can go into items, and then we can go to icons, because there is 10 ton of different types of icons that I actually have done. Number one is the worn cloth. Now, worn cloth is going to be used for your tailoring, and that is the icon for it. It will be most commonly dropped off of humanoid mobs, so like orcs and or other humans, and you'll be able to gather that and then turn that into tailoring stuff. The wood we already have. Potion of Fire is our next one. Potion of Fire will be done with tricks. That one is part of a quest chain, so that's all well and good. We have the Kareshi Warsword, which we already have covered. We have iron ore. Now, iron ore will be its own node as well. However, iron ore in your bags, there you go. The next thing of which is your earth rune. Now, there's a little quest, like you've got to, well, not actually find it, but if you stumble upon this, it will give you a quest. And that will give you the ability to actually learn something a bit more powerful with your earth essence. I figured that that would be really handy, as an earth rune in the lore is meant to harness the power of whatever essence it has inscribed on it. For us, at this moment in time, it is earth. And that will be for your little quest line going forward there. Also, I did copper ore because we're going to be making our copper sword and everything to that effect. Funnily enough, the copper sword is right next to us. So you get your copper, you smelt it down into its relevant bars, and then you then create it into a weapon or other different types of things. You've got your bear pelt icon. With pelt, I was like, how am I actually going to do this? Because obviously you want the pelt to look like the creature itself. So bear pelt, it will be the same color scheme for that. So all those little blotches and everything will be over the bear. When it comes towards your bare leather shoulders needs an icon, because that's going to be used in the quest line to actually get produced by you, the player. And then the bare leather icon is just a piece of leather for that, and then we can go for that. The next thing is Zim Snappers, which is literally a fish which will be swimming around the oceans and or lakes in the area of Erundir. Primarily, I'm going to decide it's most likely going to be on the coastline, because that quest line is attached to the port of Marith. So we'll have this as a saltwater fish, and it will only be on the coastline. See, we're doing this devlog actually helps me think about how I'm going to do placements and stuff. However, when it comes towards all of that, that means we have the things actually in the game. So if I actually created this, now if I created this rune into a sprite, I can then bring that into the game, rotate that 90 degrees, then bring it up just a tad, and then I can then scale that a bit more down. And then you can find that rune on the floor somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and when you stumble upon it, it will give you its quest. That's something I really like at this moment in time, is just building out all the stuff. That means we have literally got all of the icons we need, I believe. So if we go into kernel quickly, we can have a gander, because we have items and or things to actually go into the game. So we can tick this off together. We've got the farm rat, cucumbers yes, cow no, orc ship no, bear pelt, we've got the bear, we've got the horse, we've got the bear leather shoulders, copper node, iron node, copper sword. We have an iron chest plate. So iron chest plate. Actually, iron chest plate is not done. Worn cloth. And then we've got the sprite for the fishing pole. We've got the sprite for the zim snappers. We've got the vault to actually go along with that as well. So we've managed to tick off quite a lot of things. However, for today, I want to actually get done pretty much. I want to actually get some of these ERE done as well. So when it comes towards everything else, I want to turn everything into its respective item. That's not too hard. I can just go into, not environmental clutter, but I can go into my inventory system, and then when I go into my inventory system, I can then make the items for every icon, and then once that's done, I can then just go forward into the item set, and then I can just make sure that these things are around, especially with the iron ore and copper ore nodes. I'm probably going to do placement of the copper and iron ore around the actual zone, so when you're doing a mining, they're already there, and then I can add attributes and everything and just adjust everything moving forward. Other than that, that is pretty much everything for today. I worked on all the icons that I pretty much need at this moment in time. It's just a case of making up all of the other different types of sprites and everything. So that being said, have a wonderful rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.